I have over 600 mods, but you'll have to kidnap me and force me to watch the new Witcher show if you really want me to consider covering them all. But going into 2023, here is a list of mods that I refuse to play without now. If you're rather new or coming back to Skyrim modding after a while for a new playthrough, then this is the video for you. So let's get straight into it. Let's start with everything surrounding the movement. One of Skyrim's strengths is the exploration, so you'll be doing a lot of walking. So let's make it fun. True directional movement allows you to move in 360 degrees. I mean, all games have this feature now, and Skyrim feels super restrictive without it, as it wouldn't allow you to turn and move freely. I mean, this is a fantasy action RPG, not a shitty Michael Jackson moonwalking simulator. This mod also allows you to attack in all directions, lock onto enemies, and also have aimbots because aiming with a freaking spell is a nightmare, head tracking, and other features. And you can also do this.
You are feeling sleepy.
Along with this mod, better jumping allows you to jump while sprinting, allowing for more movement potential. Now say all you will about how much you love Bethesda games, but we all have to admit that the third-person camera is shit. Smooth Cam is my camera mod of choice as it provides smooth movement around the screen and it's very configurable to suit your every need. Now moving on to the gameplay and other aspects of exploration which are very important to Skyrim, we first have Quick Loot, which allows you to loot containers, bodies and such without having to open a menu, just like in Fallout 4, making it so you don't have to break the flow of gameplay. Better third-person selection, making it so much easier to pick items in third person, similar to The Witcher 3. You won't have to directly look at the item like a maniac. Purchasable stored display items that allows you to buy items physically present on a store display, which is very realistic. When it comes to inns, you can directly consume the booze on the shelves, so try not to get wasted, like I did like an idiot. Skyrim Souls to remove the invincible ability to pause the game while in a menu. Not for everyone, but in my opinion, it does make the game feel more immersive and can lead to you having to use your favorites menu way more often. And also try to be quick in the menus because it's life or death now. And finally, Show Player in Menus, which is a pretty new mod which allows the camera to show your player while you're in your inventory menu and such. In combination with Skyrim Souls, it just works. It's just really cool. This makes putting on armor way easier, and it's a very nice touch that even Oblivion does that Skyrim doesn't. So bring back this cool feature. The next mod is a huge stealth overhaul. I would like to one day make a stealth overhaul as a part 3 to my Dark Brotherhood series, so I'll go more in depth in that video eventually, but I just had to showcase it a little bit here because it's such a cool mod. The first thing that the mod adds is a mask feature that hides your identity and acts as a different bounty profile. So for example, if you commit a crime while wearing the mask and then you show up without it, the guards won't recognize you, as long as you don't take it off in front of them. It also features cool stealth takedowns in case you want to put people down without necessarily having to kill them. Smoke bombs that you can use for a quick escape, but you gotta be a little faster than me. And you can also combine the last two for a cool smoky takedown. There are also sentries that can and will alert enemies if they catch you. Overall, this mod is amazing for an assassin or stealth related character, so do yourself a favor and check it out if you haven't. Now, while this video covers a few important mods on my list, notice how I didn't mention any combat mods. And that is simply because I am working on a separate video trying to make combat not only next gen, but I would also want it to be unique to my game and my preferences, making it flashy and make me feel like a fucking demon slayer or something. Well, my combat list is not fully done yet, so what you see on the screen right now isn't going to be my final combat setup, but it's something, a work in progress. So if you'd like to see a combat mods video focusing on fantasy combat, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with my next uploads. Arguably the best aspect of Skyrim is its world, and you'll feel so much less lonely if you have someone to talk to, even if they're all AI. So here are a few mods to improve the experience when interacting with NPCs. Firstly, I suggest you check out all of GIBBERISH's mods that offer lines expansions. There are a few mods in this series such as Bandits, Forsworn, Thalmor, and Civil War Idiots. These mods make it so NPCs do not repeat the same lines over and over.
Once was a woman as fair as an evening.
Most women would rather die than steal, but I've got a hungry daughter to feed. Nothing else matters anymore.
Jay's mods are always high quality, and some other mods from him that I would recommend would be NPCs react to necromancy.
Seen enough magic in my day to know
What
to stay
manner of
away
magic
from.
is this?
You're asking for trouble walking around with dangerous magic like that. Stay away from me.
Immersive interactions. And you know what? I'll just link the whole profile, the whole GIBBERISH profile in the comments so you check out all the mods from this person because they're all good. In terms of NPC animations, there's Gesture Animation Remix that adds dialogue animations to NPCs. With that, you can also have NPC Animation Remix and Lively Children animations for realistic idols to NPCs, adding even more variety. Holy shit, right? Lively cart driver animation replacer so the poor guy who never leaves his cart can relax in a few different positions now. Although it does look a little bit like they really need to scratch their balls and they're trying not to make it seem obvious. And finally, I have reanimated NPC animations to make the dead characters act like Kanye fans. In terms of everything graphics, Skyrim is probably the most configurable game I can imagine, other than maybe Minecraft, so there are a lot of mods that I could go over, but I would just refuse to do so. Again, that's because I already made a video that makes my game look like this, and I would strongly advise you to watch it and other creators' videos about the same subject so you can make your own choices on how you want your game to look. But my video is clearly better than everyone else because it features a shot of Nazim being torn to shreds. Now when it comes to animations, there are a lot of animation mods, especially in the last 2 years or so that you could add. So let's just take a look at some of them because it could be like a whole series of videos on animation mods. I'll start with Sky Idols, adding a bunch of cool idol animations such as slapping mosquitoes and wiping their crushed, puny corpse on your chest to show other mosquitoes not to f with you anymore. I have a grudge against mosquitoes, I'm sorry, that's just me. Adjusting your gauntlet, and around 40 other animations that we really won't get through all of them in this video, but it's a nice mod to make your character move in different ways and not act so stiff like in vanilla. I also love EVG conditional idols for other cool idol animations in specific conditions, such as catching your breath when your stamina is low, acting like you have a headache when your magicka is low, and like hiding your giant toe when you're naked. Laughing animation is not included. Now, if this isn't immersive and rather unique, I don't know what is. EVG animation variants to add more variety to existing NPC animations, such as different ways of holding torches. This guy's arm must be f***ing numb after holding it straight for like that all night. I don't know what's up with him. There are also animations based on the NPC's characteristics, like for example Solitude Guards having this noble stance. I mean, look at this Chad pose for these Thalmor puppets. And while this is not necessarily an animation mod, I also have HDT SMP, which is the skin mesh physics mod, making it so hair and accessories on your armor have physics added to them. Usually this mod requires that the armor or hair mod or whatever has the ability to be HDT SMPified. But when you have it installed correctly, it adds a lot on how you feel when you move around. And yes, before you ask, this is also the mod for the bouncing. The bouncing. It's really not easy making a must-have list because, as I said before, I have over 600 mods installed, but I think I got through some cool ones that really make Skyrim feel like a modern game and make it more immersive, if I do say so myself. As I said earlier, I would like to eventually start working on a combat overhaul, and I also started working on a series of videos overhauling the Skyrim cities one by one. So here's a sneak peek of that.
Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.
If you're interested, don't forget to leave a like for encouragement, subscribe for more, and give Nazim a little goodnight kiss for me. That's it for me. Have a good day, everyone. So I loaded up this older game called Skyrim. I started making videos people be admiring. Well, on one hand it gets pretty tough, I can't help to admit that it's some really cool stuff. I get back in the game after I played so many times. I thought it would get boring after committing so many crimes. Did you know the ripple chicken is considered a person? Now that's a dumb feature that ruins my